wrapping up our day just outside Tofino. We had a good debate going just before we came out here for a little walk outside the hotel we're staying at. I mean, I really wanted to stay and surf a little bit. Just down watching everyone else surf was really awesome and reminded me of last time I was surfing, which was 10 years ago when I was here. But unfortunately, our time doesn't really allow for it. It would just mean that we'd end up having to do probably a day of like 8 or 9 hours of driving, which is just not gonna be good for our schedule. As well, just looking ahead of what the weather's supposed to be like, where we're going. We don't want to miss kind of our weather windows for filming. So we've decided to skip the surfing and just head out early tomorrow morning and head back out east to the mainland and try to catch one of the early ferries. A little disappointing, but all in all, I think it's the more responsible choice, just making sure that we hit the right weather windows and timings at places we want to be. So yeah, a little bummed, but we should have it figured out, and I think it's going to be kind of the best option for us going forward. I mean, if we had planned properly to do surfing, we would have given ourselves probably an extra day on this trip, but because we haven't, we can't squeeze it in, so that's too bad. But we're finally getting a little bit of sun. Like, it's been 3 or 4 days, and this is the first time we're actually seeing some sun, so I'm actually walking over down the shoreline here just to actually feel the sun, because I haven't seen it in a few days.
Were you recording? What if I hit your camera?
I wasn't gonna bet. Were you recording?
Yep.
Is the mic on?
It is on.
Oh, look at you.
It is on. Now I can send this to
HR, which is James.
the government.
The government. Do a snowball at me.
This is our first stop for the day in Mount Robson Provincial Park or National Park. Mount Robson's the highest mountain in the Canadian Rockies. Yesterday we had a ton of driving. We drove and were on the ferry for a total of 12 and a half hours. And it was a crazy long day, so we're all feeling a little wiped. And then this morning, because of bad weather again, we just decided to haul it and drive 4.5 hours to here. So we've been sitting in the car again for a long time. So we're finally out of the car, stretching our legs a little bit, going down to see these waterfalls and hoping that it's gonna look good. The only problem is it's gonna be extra dangerous just because of the snow and ice. So we're gonna have to be careful not to wipe out going down, as I see Michael already slipping going down this little hill over here.
Today's day 6 of our trip. We left Jasper this morning at about 8:30, had some breakfast at the hotel. We are now making our way to Lake Louise along the Icefields Parkway. It's snowing right now, got a little bit of snow last night as well, but the plows and the salt trucks have been out, so the drive shouldn't be too bad.
A highway that I've wanted to do for a really long time, but a couple times I actually chickened out just because of the weather conditions. But today we are doing it. It is snowy, but not too bad, and I'm hoping that we capture a lot of really cool stuff. This is labeled by many people as the most beautiful drive within all of Canada, and it's about a 2.5 hour drive without stops. So I'm really hoping that we can stop at a lot of the spots, just depending on whether or not we can get access because of the snow. But there's a bunch of really cool waterfalls, a bunch of really cool viewpoints. There's a couple of glacier spots along the way that you can stop and kind of walk up to the bottom of. So there's lots of really cool things to get along this whole entire roadway. We've got all day to basically do a 2.5 hour drive. So we're gonna be stopping as much as we possibly can.
Oh. So close.
Careful, Mike. Careful, buddy. All right, there we go. Woo. 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 I think there's a road here. Here we are. Woo. Slow, slow, slow. No. Welcome to Athabasca Glacier, or the Columbia Ice Field. It is crazy bright. Really hard shooting conditions for visual media church stuff. So I think we're kind of just enjoying it more on the tourist side of things, just because like it is hard to see. It is so bright because everything is so white. It just is reflecting back into your eyes. And then with sunglasses, everything's dark. So it's actually really hard to get a gauge on like what your shooting conditions are and what your camera setting should be. But this place is absolutely stunning, stunning, stunning. Wow, this is crazy. It's actually so bright that I can't even see the screen filming back towards me to see like what my settings are. So I don't know if it's way too dark or way too bright, because I just can't see it all. It's so bright, I'm just squinting like crazy. Can't see anything really. Just snow and ice. And the thing to remember is it's October. It's October 21st today, and this place is still covered in snow and ice, thick snow and ice. I've got my ISO at 320 and on the GH5S, that's the lowest it can go. The f-stop is at 11 and the shutter's at 2000. I mean, this is where you really need to have the filters attached. Unfortunately, we forgot the filters back at the office this time around, so we're stuck with really high f-stop, really high shutter speeds just to cope with it as much as we possibly can. We were just saying it.
Peaks left, right, and center.
It kind of reminds us of like the opposite of Death Valley.
Yeah.
You know, the dunes of snow.
Instead of sand, it's snow. Yeah.
Exactly. What are you doing, Jerry? You writing help in the snow? What's going on?
No, I made a snow angle.
Didn't you fail math?
Yeah. I thought it was funny.
Woo! Well, boys, been a good trip.
Good trip.
Jerry, you awake back there?
Yeah, for now.
Whew. You guys ready to head back to Calgary and head home?
Just about.
Favorite spot, Michael, on the trip? What was your favorite place?
Gotta think where we've been now. All the days have blended together.
I like pulling in on the ferry to Nanaimo.
Yeah, you looked at Nanaimo on Vancouver Island?
The little like bay in the town, just going up the hill. The seals, the whales. It's cool.
Probably just yesterday's drive through the mountains. We actually had some clearing, so we could actually see what we didn't
Icefield
see on the way.
Parkways, yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna also say that the Icefield Parkway was my favorite part of the trip. I think only just because I hadn't been there before. So it's always exciting when you go somewhere new, right? So when we stopped at like the Icefield Center there, where the glacier is, the Athabasca, that was really cool because it was full on winter there, right? Like it was snow covered everything, and it was somewhere I'd never been before, and yeah, it completely felt really different even than this, right? Like you felt like you were definitely in higher terrain and just, yeah, up in the middle of the mountains, right?
I also like the drive through the 93.
Yep.
Like down in the valley, it was like complete fall weather.
Yep. Coming,
Zero
yeah.
snow.
Yeah, north of Whistler, we kept going north there, which is not a normal route. I mean, given that the entire way we saw maybe 10 cars in a couple hours worth of driving, that was a really great route as well. Good trip, boys.